Hi all my crafty friends, and welcome back to Designs by Gaddis. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. By doing so, you will help others, just like yourself, be able to find my home decor DIY videos. I had an amazing time last Friday at the 1 mile yard sale at the Georgia Mountain Fairgrounds. I found some amazing deals and came up with new ideas for some farmhouse DIY decor pieces. Today I will be using a couple of the items I found on my little adventure. I found this old crusty looking window for $5 and just knew I had to have it. I sprayed the window panes with awesome cleaner and started removing the caulk and glazing. I wanted to get the window panes out so I could sand everything down. I used a small box knife that I think I got at Home Depot. I worked my way around each frame until I was able to lift it out. And let me tell you, this is what took the longest amount of time. The caulking came up easy enough, but in the places where there was glazing, it was tough. But eventually I got it all removed. I took the frame outside and started sanding it and removing all the flakes of paint from it. I brought it back inside and began painting. I didn't really want to change the look of the window too much, so I used Waverly plaster, silver linings, elephant, and antiquing wax. I placed a small amount of each color in a bowl and used a chip brush. I used the dry brush method and lightly painted the window. The middle pieces of the frame were a little loose, so I just added some hot glue in the corners to hold it. I first tried removing the letters with the awesome cleaner, but that just wasn't working. I had some spray goo remover. I sprayed it on the window panes and used a kitchen scrubber to remove the letters from the panes. I sprayed it on each of the panes and let it sit for a few minutes. That actually made removing the letters a lot easier. I decided to try the goo remover on the caulking also. It made the caulking come up easy too. I had one pane that broke when I removed it. So all I did was tape it back together because I was going to spray paint the glass anyway. I had this piece of scrap wood in my wood pile and decided to use it for a shelf at the bottom of the window frame. I sanded it and used the Waverly plaster chalk paint and a chip brush to paint it. I wasn't worried about an even coverage because I wanted the shelf to match the window. I used the same colors I had used on the window frame to antique the shelf also. To attach the shelf to the window frame, I used 3 L-shaped brackets. I drilled pilot holes in the window and the shelf so the wood wouldn't split. I know the angle is terrible, but I had my camera raised as high as the tripod would allow and still couldn't get it in frame. I also added 2 sawtooth hangers to the back of the window so I could hang it up on the wall. I did all this while the window panes dried. Like I said, I had taken them outside and I sprayed a light coat of hammered metal paint on them. And then reinserted them into the window panes and simply used hot glue to hold them in place. Now that I had the shelf completed, I wanted some new decor to go on it. I used this grapevine wreath I had in my stash. I think I got it from Walmart, but I can't remember. And these white dogwood blooms from Dollar General. I cut the branches from the pig and arranged them in a semicircle by sticking the ends into the wreath. I also used some Queen Anne's lace blooms and stuck them randomly around the wreath. I didn't want to glue anything in because I want to be able to change this wreath out with different florals. I used my cow vac to clean my work area. This little vacuum is just so stinking cute. I found this cute little sign in my stash and wanted to incorporate it into my wreath. I made an attempt at a bow and then eventually gave up. While I tried to decide what else to do with the wreath, I hot glued twine to two sides of the sign. To attach the sign, I glued a picture hanger on the back, and the hook slid right over some of the branches. I used a piece of ribbon and glued it to the back of the wreath so it could be hung on the window shelf. I found this milk bottle on my adventure and decided I would paint it for my shelf. I used the same Waverly plaster chalk paint and gave the bottle 2 coats. I then used 220 grit sandpaper to distress the bottle and a baby wipe to clean it up. I applied a layer of Mod Podge to the bottle. While the Mod Podge dried, I found this cut file on Design Bundles and cut it out using my Cricut. You can find a link to this cut file in the description. I then added some ribbon and a small bow to the bottle. For the bucket of blooms, I used a large Dollar Tree bucket for a flower pot. I made a simple bow with some ribbon to add to the front of the bucket. I cut a piece of flower foam down so it would fit into the bucket and added some Dollar Tree and Walmart floral picks to the bucket. I cut the flowers off and placed them in the floral foam until I was happy with the way it looked. I next added Dollar Tree Spanish moss to the bucket. I added a strand of Dollar Tree LED lights to the wreath to help lighten up this corner of my living room. I think this project turned out amazing. And guys, I wanted to let you know that I will be participating in the Red, White, and Blue Challenge hosted by Teresa B. DIY and Unicorn Dust Designs in May. All proceeds made in May will be donated to the Fisher House. Fisher Houses are a home away from home offered at no cost to military and veteran families, allowing them to be together with their loved ones receiving specialized care at military and VA medical centers around the world and ensure they can be a part of the healing process. Be sure to subscribe and check out the other participants in this challenge. Currently, my channel is not monetized, So if you could check out the link in the description and make a small donation, I would really appreciate it. Another way you can show your support is to watch the ads on the other participants' pages. By watching the ads and not skipping them, the ads' revenue will go up, which means the amount they will donate for this challenge will increase. I'll let you know more details about this challenge in the upcoming videos.